You've all seen it by now. Yes, they announced the 2019 Panamera GTS. Porsche Panamera GTS, that is. So here's my thought. It's either going to be the best buy for a Panamera or it's going to be the worst. So what do you mean, Stefan, when you say it could be the best or the worst? Well, I figured it would be a lot better atmosphere if I talked to you inside of the Porsche Panamera. Well, this is a Gen 1. That's what I have. I have a first gen Porsche Panamera Turbo. So with that being said, to the point at hand, the reason why I say it could be the best or it could be the worst, let's start out with the worst. The new GTS, the 2019 Porsche Panamera GTS that they just announced yesterday, this is actually going to come with the same engine that comes in the Porsche Panamera Turbo, the current one. It's just detuned, and it's detuned to 457 horsepower and 473 foot-pounds of torque. Now, that is about 100 horsepower, just shy of 100 horsepower detuning. So that means that the car is only 13 more horsepower than the Porsche Panamera 4S. So with being that big of a price difference, 4S is starting somewhere around, the 4S starting somewhere around the lower hundreds, and then the GTS starting at 130. That's like a 20-something thousand, $25,000, $26,000 increase in price for not much more power. Which is a little scary. In addition to that, I would say would also contribute to, could be the worst, is that you can spec a 4S highly. You can spec a 4S with pretty much almost all the options that the GTS is going to have standard, and it will still be a significant price difference if you add the same packages to the GTS. So you got a significant price difference, not much of a power difference. Packages are going to be about the same as far as options. So what is the benefit of V8 engine, I guess, V8 sound, and the GTS is going to have a 15mm ride height difference? I guess some suspension tuning too, but on a daily commute to work, or on a regular drive in the evenings to dinner, are you really going to feel the difference between a 4S fully options and a GTS? I don't really know. So where's the extra money really going? Those things to me actually make it a little bit, I would say, worst value for dollar when it comes to the 2019 Panamera GTS. Now, here is what could make it the absolute best value for dollar. I mentioned earlier that the engine that's going to come in the new 19 Panamera GTS is going to be the same engine that is in the Porsche Panamera Turbo, the current body. So the 29, they're going to share engines. It's just a matter of detuning. Well, in these cars, detuning is software. So detuning, let's talk about that. In most cases with these companies, to save money, the way that they detune is they don't put different parts. Normally, what they do is they remap the software. So, they make less boost, they give it less timing, they give it less fuel to reduce horsepower. So the claim is that it's going to have almost 100 less horsepower at the crank. Now, let's fast forward to cars of today. Cars of today, right now, are averaging close to the horsepower that they're supposed to have at the crank. They're averaging that to the wheel. So my guess is that they're saying that it's 100 horsepower less, but it's probably going to be more like 50 less horsepower. So with that being the case, what that means is you could now save $30,000, almost, probably after a couple options, but base price for base price before options, the difference is about $20,000. But I can guarantee you, the way that cars come to dealerships, the way that they order the cars for inventory, the way that you're going to order your car, the difference is going to be a lot bigger. You're going to see a bigger difference, but you're going to have a car with probably about 50 to 60 less horsepower. So that means that if it's only software based, you could literally tune your 2019 Panamera GTS and it will make way more horsepower than a stock Panamera Turbo. And the cost of a tune, they're probably going to range, I don't know, maybe about $2,000, $2,500 the most for a tune only, and you're going to be making some serious power. So in that case, you could actually be saving money, which would make it a good value for dollar, because the difference between the 4S and GTS, at least in the first generation and second generation models, the 4S's usually came with like hard plastic areas in the interior. There were options that you could tell that made it the difference in the interior between a 4S and a GTS turbo. So if that stays the same, you're going to get a lot more standard. The car on the inside is going to look like a turbo, with the exception of probably GTS specific things like stitching on the seats that say GTS, Alcantara that may say in the middle of the seats and stuff like that, and specific GTS options like, for an example, maybe a different front bumper. It was hard to tell from the video, which I'll show you in a second. But it appears to me that this could actually be a really big bang for buck and the best Panamera that you could buy if you don't mind a little bit of software tuning, because you're going to get everything that comes with a turbo for $20-something thousand less, and you're going to get more than what comes with a 4S. So, and it's like smack dab in the middle. So me personally, if that was the case, I would probably get the GTS. Not to mention, I don't know what type of quantities they're going to make, but GTSs are usually more rare than turbo and 4S. So I don't know. The cars are still about a year out from actually, you know, hitting lots and stuff on dealers. But I'm interested to know, and as more information comes out, I'll actually keep you present. Right now, I'm actually on the way to the dealer to take this car in for servicing. So I'll see what cars they have there and talk about the differences in interior and stuff like that. And, you know, see how evolutionary Porsche is rather than revolutionary when it comes to the interior. All right, you know what? Let's skip there now. And all right, so here we are, a little change of scenery here. At the dealership, bought my car in to get some information on servicing, but they had on the showroom floor a Panamera Turbo Turismo, the Sport Turismo, which is the wagon, which I think is like super cool. But when I say evolutionary, the outside of these cars look very similar to the old to the new, but the inside. So my car only has one digital gauge. This car has digital, 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 and then all of this. Like, I don't have it on right now, and I don't feel like asking for the key. If you guys want to see that type of stuff, there's plenty of videos on YouTube with all this stuff lit up. But mine is all buttons, and all of this stuff is still buttons. It's just haptic feedback buttons instead of actual buttons. The crazy part is, God, though, why would they do piano black everywhere and not do some sort of a non-stick so you don't get handprints? But anyway, back to the point. So this is the turbo, right? So the turbo has like leather wrapped here, Alcantara here, and those are not options. That's what comes with the turbo. So the lower door cards are also leather wrapped nice, and it's just a really nice place to be compared to that of like the 4S, which is not going to be as nice on the inside. So the GTS is also going to have all of this as well. More than likely, though, it'll have Alcantara here in the middle of the seat. This will all be an Alcantara. It'll say GTS on the headrest, and that's in all four. The biggest difference also is the Sport Turismo, and also some, I believe the regular ones also have an option of 3 seats in the back. So that's also a difference. My car is only 2 seats in the back. But back to the point. why I think the GTS could be the best is if you can get all of this. Now, for an example, this car right here with a few options. It doesn't even have that many options. It has Sport Chrono, it has Sport Exhaust, Lane Change Assist, and a Premium Package Plus, which all of them are gonna have in the Northeast, or probably wherever you are. You would probably have to order a car without having some packages on it. This car is $176,000. Now, let's say the GTS with the same options: Sport Chrono package, $5,500, Premium Plus package, $2,700, and you won't. I think the GTS automatically comes with Sport Exhaust, so you wouldn't need that as an option. That particular car would probably be somewhere around $145. So there you go. You'd be saving like 30 grand. Huge difference between the two. So that's why I say the GTS could be best bang for buck if you can tune it to have the power over the turbo. But that's the thing that we got to find out. That was the conversation of the 2019 Porsche Panamera GTS. If you like videos like that, let me know. I mean, it's not what we usually do, but I'm pretty knowledgeable on the car considering that I have one. So I figured it would be a good conversation to have. So yeah, guys, I thought I was leaving the car there to have the servicing done, but turns out that they were looking to do an open recall as well. And their job is pretty extensive. It's replacing the camshaft screws. So that must mean that on a couple cars, the camshaft might have backed out, which is pretty scary. But I didn't want to leave the car there. So I told them, go ahead and order the parts. And when they get the parts in, I'll bring it back. We'll do the servicing then and do the recall. They could have the car for a couple days at that time. But I don't want to leave it for the time while they order the parts and while they're actually doing the work. I don't like my car to just sit around on dealer lots. But anyway, if you like the conversation that we had about the 2019 Porsche Panamera GTS, let me know and we'll make more videos like it. This is the more informative side of Stefan that you guys may not know too much about. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. But on to the next part. Oh, hey, you made it. That's right, to the end of the video, man. Welcome, welcome. But don't just sit there. Click the link to the next video right here. Or click this link right here to go to Mod2Fame.com so you can get this merch. Or you can subscribe if you're not already. Either way, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you guys in the next one. But until then, it's your boy Stefan here from Mod2Fame. And we out.